Hello, this is episode 2 of Becoming More Productive, a how to guide. Today, we are going to talk about Google Classroom. We're going to talk about how it's used, some possible drawbacks, and some troubleshooting tips. The objective for today with Google Classroom is so that you can, uh, by the end of this course, understand how to use the app, Google Classroom, to improve your professional workflow. Begin to understand how the app works and begin to create with the app. So, what is Google Classroom and how is it used? Google Classroom is a very powerful classroom management app that is a part of the Google Suite. As a matter of fact, everybody has Google Classroom right now. It did start off in beta for teachers with .edu and students with .edu website tags at the end of their email address. But now anybody can utilize Google Classroom, and it is a very powerful tool. So when you click on the options button for Google, you're going to see a lot of applications, and you can scroll right down and you'll see one application called Classroom. You can click on that application at any time. Okay. And what's so powerful about this is that you can have several different classrooms all at one time and manage them. You can manage breakout groups. You can manage small groups. You can manage small classes. You can manage large classes. I am not exactly certain how many students can be in one class, but I know it's upwards of over 900. I've seen that many inside of a class, and then they have to just go ahead and restart a new class so that we can get some more people in that class. But utilizing Google Classroom is fairly easy. It's fairly simple. You know, one of my references in here happens to be, and I'm going to show you here, it is Zonier from Teacher Workflow. And she says, it is time to get rid of those endless emails alerting you that your students have shared something with you to review or grade. Let the natural workflow of Google Classroom work for you. And sometimes teachers just have their students share the work with them. But with Google Classroom, that is completely unnecessary. So you can create a class. I have a test class here. And with this test class, we can go in and we can see some work, or we can have people submit or even unsubmit their work. So let me go in here. I'm going to unsubmit some work and I'm going to see the add or create. This is the side that the student sees on when they're in Google Classroom. If you build an assignment, and assignments are always updated in Google Classroom, and the way they're updated now is perfect. I love it. I'm going to show you a little more. But when you assign something to your students, they can go in, they can click add, and they can add from Google Drive. They can add from a link. They can add from a file that they've already created. Maybe they created it in Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, or even Excel. Or they can create a new document, slide, sheet, or even a drawing to turn in. And once they turn that information into you, okay, I'm going to go back and I am going to go in, and this is the side that the teacher sees, right? So when the teacher has some work turned in, you can click on that, and then you can see every student that has turned in work. You'll see their name. You'll see if they turned in the work. You'll see if they turned it in on time. You'll even see a little thumbnail of the work that they turned in. So if you don't see anything, that means they didn't turn anything in. They just clicked the button, turn in. Some drawbacks from Google Classroom is that if you have too many things open at the same time, uh, you might get some lag. Okay. Uh, but as long as you have your windows closed, you don't have too many unnecessary windows open, or you've restarted your computer, Zonier said that um, you'll be all right. Also, you know, notifications. Sometimes people get notifications, and I remember when I started with Google Classroom, I got over 100 notifications a day. And with every notification, you get an email. But turning those notifications off is fairly easy if you know where to look. So you go in to your classroom, you go to your settings, and when you go to your settings, you can see where you have your notifications. So we'll scroll it down and we'll see those notifications that we can turn off. All right. Also, in the stream, students can post and comment. However, even though that's turned on as a default, you can always turn it off and say only the teacher can post and comment. It's going to save you a lot of headache. Okay, so back to those notifications. When we just cannot take any more notifications, you go right in there and you make sure to turn those notifications off. Once you do that, you won't have to worry about all of the notifications you get. And it is right there in the settings. I believe it's in the Google settings. Once you go into the Google settings, you go to notifications and you can turn those uh, mailings off. For classwork, the update to the classwork, we can create an assignment, a quiz assignment, or you can just ask a simple question and have students answer that question. Asking questions are great for creating exit tickets or even taking attendance. You can also add material into your Google Classroom, like YouTube videos. You can use your own Quizlets. You can also use a Kahoot and put it right into the Google Classroom for students to use. And then if you have a post that you created last year that you want to use with this year's class, you can just click on reuse a post. It'll bring up all of your classes that you had, and then you can share that with your students. All right. So the grades are very, very nice. And you can set up your grading system if you go on a 1, 2, 3, 4 scale or a ABCDF scale. It's possible inside of Google Classroom. You can return all submissions all at the same time, so you can grade everybody's work and then just click the click of a button. It'll give them all of their grades all at the same time, and you can give them immediate feedback so that your students know where they stand as soon as you know where they stand. Google Classroom really is something, and I will tell you that I would really refer it to anybody. So, to summarize, Google Classroom is a powerful workflow management tool. Uh, you don't have to have them send you all of their work. You can actually have them just place it right inside of Google Classroom. As a matter of fact, you can even create copies for everybody with everybody's name on it, so that all they have to do is look at your template. And once they fill out their template, they can click turn in to alert you that they finished their work. Now, of course, they don't have to click turn in to have finished their work, which is another uh, thing that you might find as like a weakness of Google Classroom, but it's not actually a weakness. It's just saying that if they click turn in, you're alerted, but it doesn't always mean that they're not finished if they didn't click turn in. So check those assignments and make sure they actually did do the assignment, even if they didn't click turn in. Okay. Or just set the expectation. Hey, you guys got to turn in the assignment by clicking turn in so that we know that it's finished, right? Okay, so here's my reference, Zonier 2020 from Teacher Workflow, EdTech Awesomeness. This is a wonderful tool if you take a look at it. And if you go to the website, she actually runs down Google Classroom as well. Okay, guys, it's been a wonderful pleasure, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.